the Trump tariffs, and your Social Security checks. An unexpected boost to monthly benefits may be coming as a result of all of this tariff madness. I want to share with you exactly what's going on here, and with the announcement of all these massive tariffs we've seen as of recently, how this could actually translate into a significant boost for millions upon millions of beneficiaries, again, who receive all the benefits administered by the Social Security Administration. I know it seems a little bit weird, like how could this possibly translate into that? But let me share with you the details about this. Now, first off, I want to throw this out there super fast. I do not expect these tariffs to stick. In fact, I've been saying this for a couple months now in videos and in live streams. I think this is a negotiation tactic. I think this is posturing by the administration by saying, nope, they're sticking, we're not budging, but rather what it's doing is it's forcing other countries to come to us and negotiate. So I fully expect a lot of these tariffs to still be lifted at some point. They may stick for now. I'm just saying, I think at some point these things will be lifted. There's no possible way that we can go forward with this. We're going to see a massive, massive crash and burn, not only to the United States economy, but the global economy. It'd be a really bad situation if these tariffs stick for any extended period of time, but we can talk about that more in just a minute. However, I know that a lot of you here in this community that watch these videos receive some type of benefit administered by Social Security. Let's quickly talk about the tariffs here and what's going on, because this is a very interesting time. I don't think I have to say that twice. We all recognize this, right? But anyway, let's talk about the details of a tariff. What does it do? Ultimately, it's an import tax. That's basically what it is. It's a fancy, nice little word of saying, basically, we're going to tax a huge percentage on imports coming into the country, okay? Well, then we have these retaliatory tariffs from other countries basically doing it back to us, and it's going back and forth, back and forth. And overall, we know how this whole thing is playing out. However, what does this do to prices for products on our store shelves? Well, obviously you know that because we're all experts in inflation now over the last couple of years, right? Yeah, exactly. A lot of these tariffs will be passed on to us, the end consumer, when we go to the stores to buy products and whatever it is. We will pay that in, the pricing that we have. Now, obviously, the total tariff will not be translated into the price that we pay, but probably a lot of it will be. Maybe the retailers will probably eat a little bit of this in their margins. In other words, they're not going to make as much profit on the sale of the products, whatever it is. But either way, most of it probably will be paid by us at the end of the day, the end consumer. Now, here's the thing. How do we get an annual raise to our monthly benefit? What is it predicated on? Well, the annual raise we get to our monthly benefit is because of the COLA, the annual cost of living adjustment. Obviously, you know all about that. We talk about it every year, and it's obviously never enough. We know that inflation is significantly outpacing what the COLA actually is every single year, right? We know the situation. It's the same song and dance every single year. However, based on the tariffs coming in, if we see a significant boost in prices, as in a significant increase in prices across the board, this is also going to translate into higher prices. Higher prices means more inflation, right? So prices will be rising rapidly, and we'll likely see inflation probably coming in significantly higher as well. Now, what's interesting about this is we're only a handful of months away from when they start taking into consideration the inflation data for the COLA the following year, for 2026. And again, I know that that's a long time from right now, but we're only a few months out from when they start gathering that data. Now remember, that data is gathered, as in the official inflation data, is gathered in July, August, and September, the third quarter of the year. I know that feels like it's a long time from now, but it's honestly not that far away. It's only a few months until we get into those months there where they start taking into consideration. If we see these tariffs stick right here, right now, for at least the foreseeable future, the next few months here, we could see prices increasing pretty significantly at our stores. That's likely going to jack up all of the inflation across the board as well. So maybe during those 3 months when they start gathering the inflation data to determine how much the COLA is going to be, prices may be quite a bit higher by then. I'm just saying, okay? Let's just hope they're not. Let's really cross our fingers and hope they're not. But I'm saying, based on what we're currently seeing right now, unless we see a major walk back and repeal of these tariffs, or at least a suspension of them or something like that, we could see significant price increases on our store shelves, with products out there soon. And that may translate into a significant boost to monthly benefits. Now, depending on which report you look at right now, it's coming in between about low 2% to maybe up to upper 2% range is what the COLA projections are as of right now for next year. And again, we're still very far out from next year. But If we do see these tariffs come in and we see them stick, obviously we're already seeing the tariffs here, but if we really do see these stick, we could see prices increase pretty significantly. And if that's the case, then that's likely going to translate into the COLA a little bit later this year as well, when we get that official data coming in on inflation, okay? So I know it seems like a little bit of a weird situation right now, but that's exactly where we're trending right now. So where's it actually going to come in, and what could we possibly see for a COLA a COLA raise to our monthly benefits? Well, that's a really good question. The big thing that this translates around is, number one, do the tariffs completely stick where they're at now? If so, okay, then we're likely going to see significant price increases. And again, the higher the inflation, the higher the COLA. But here's the bad part about this as well. And again, I don't have to tell you this twice. We've seen it many times over the last few years here as we've been experiencing, very high inflation and everything like that, high prices, which is, well, we know whatever the inflation does, the COLA is likely going to fall behind that, okay? So let's just say that inflation goes up to, I'm just going to say 5%. That'd be a bit higher than where we're at now, but just hear me out for a second, okay? Let's just say it goes up to 5%. We know that even if we were to get a COLA of, say, whatever, 4.5%, 5%, whatever it happens to be, we know that it would significantly outpace the actual price increases on goods and services that we're buying. So no matter what happens with it, we could see a better raise to our monthly benefit. But the problem is, and the unfortunate part about it is that we also know that, yep, it might increase our benefits significantly, but it's also going to be below where real prices have actually gone up to. So once again, beneficiaries would be behind. Now, here's the one good thing about it. If we do get to lock in a nice significant raise to our monthly benefit because of higher prices and tariffs and all of that business, the cool thing about the COLA is that it's a permanent raise, right? So it's not like it goes away every single year. If we get 3%, 5%, 2.5%, whatever it happens to be, that's there permanently forever, and any COLA raises on for following years will be compounded on top of that. So let's just say that we see a pretty nice boost to our benefit because of the COLA, and then all of a sudden prices come down significantly the next year, and whatever the situation is, or after we've locked in a good COLA, then we could possibly see a little bit of a benefit. But I'm going to be honest with you, that's a little bit of a stretch to even think that that's going to be a possibility. We already know better than that, probably not going to be the thing, but we could see a bit higher of a COLA coming in just because of the implementation of these tariffs. However, like I said, I do expect them to be pulled back, but the problem is they could stick to where they're at now. We could see these tariffs stay in place for at least a while, and then we could see the negotiations come in that actually repeal them, and then the retaliatory tariffs coming back and forth like they've been doing here. We could see a lot of this repealed. So super interesting time right now, but yeah, this is interesting to watch this whole thing play out. Regardless, at the end of the day, no matter what, we don't want higher prices on everything. I mean, that seems like a very obvious statement. Obviously, we all know that. But my point is, even though these tariffs are here and they're rolling in and stuff like that, I'm going to say this much. Even though we love the COLA is nice. A big high COLA also results in big high inflation. So my point is, we probably don't want a big COLA. If we were to get a very small COLA, even though that'd be frustrating, at the end of the day, it'd probably be a better thing for the beneficiary, because that means prices have stabilized and possibly have gone down, translating into a smaller COLA. And again, I know that sounds like, well, it's a really unpopular thing to say. I agree. We want a raise, but we probably don't want it in the form of a COLA, because if a raise comes to our benefit in the form of a COLA, that simply means, well, now we've actually just locked in higher inflation as well. What we really want is a one-off raise to our benefit through some piece of legislation that comes in and raises or boosts benefits, like, for example, the Social Security Fairness Act, which raised benefits significantly for about 3.2 million people. That's really what we want, is a legislation piece to actually raise benefits, not the COLA so much, right? Because when the COLA does it, obviously higher prices had to be in place to actually increase our benefits through the COLA, if that makes sense, right? Wow, this is a super weird time right now. Let me keep you posted with what's going on. I will continue to keep an eye on this very closely. Just wanted to kind of talk about this because I know a lot of people out there are wondering, hey, these tariffs sound really bad. What does it mean for us in our monthly benefit? Well, this is what it means. Higher prices, higher COLA, not good, right? Yeah. Exactly. Anyway, I hope this helps you. Again, by the way, if you are turning 65, if you're retiring, if you are moving across county or state lines, if you have a Medigap plan or a Medicare supplement plan, make sure to call the trusted advisors over at Chapter. Again, the partners here on the channel. We partnered with them after helping my parents enroll in Medicare last year. It was a disaster. Went out on a quest to find the best partner out there with free advisory, free services to help those of you here in this community. So if you are in the process of needing help with Medicare, Medicare Advantage, Medigap Plans, Medicare Supplements, Medicare Part D, initial enrollment into Medicare, whatever it happens to be, they can help with all that. Phone number's right there on your screen. Give them a call if you have not done so yet. You'll be super glad you did. They will help you find the best plan with the best price, with the best coverages for you and your personal needs, so you can see the doctors you want, the networks or the clinics or the offices that you want to be within, the prescription needs if you have any at all, whatever it happens to be. They will listen. They will take all of it into consideration and find you the best plan in your local area. They've helped a ton of you here in this community already, which is absolutely incredible. And again, it's 100% for free. Again, the trusted advisors over at Chapter. Phone number's right there on your screen. Give them a call. Write the phone number down. Take a picture. Take a screenshot. Whatever you got to do. They will help you. It's absolutely incredible. Anyway, let me ask you a huge favor. Who also needs that information that you know that may be turning 65, that may be retiring, that may be moving? Anybody that needs that information, please share that information. Share the phone number with them. Have them give a call. And again, you can be a hero then. When they get tons of help and they save a whole bunch of money, you can be the hero that shared the information, which is awesome. Who doesn't want to be the hero, right? Exactly, right? It's a really cool thing. Anyway, think of a few people, just 1, 2, or 3 people that benefit from this. And again, share that information. Again, friends, family members, neighbors, acquaintances, siblings, social media. Thank you. Truly appreciate it. Otherwise, down below as well, there's a share button right down below the video. Please share the video. Thank you so much. Otherwise, if you're new here or if you've not done so yet, please subscribe as well. I truly appreciate your support. I just want to do what I possibly can to help you through this. I know it's such a weird time out there. Thank you so much for being part of the community. Otherwise, check out the well over 5,000 videos here on the channel in the video library. Down below in the description, I have hand-selected some popular videos for you there. Check those out. Otherwise, again, thank you so much for allowing me to represent and advocate for you. Thank you for your continued trust in me, the videos, the content, everything I'm delivering to you every single day. Really do appreciate it. Please have a nice day. I really hope I can see you again soon in the next video or in the next